Hello, hello, and welcome to Nyan Archives. We are your hosts. I am Catershime.
And I'm KaiyaBell.
Welcome, welcome. Today we are talking about awkward moments, but before that, please remember we are taking guests. If you have any recommendations, you can leave them in the comments. We have the Discord server as well. Oh my goodness. Awkward moments. This is
I
going to be a little
mean,
painful.
it's gonna be painful, but it's all because although we're definitely not on the right day for it, March 18th, so like last week, was actually Awkward Moments Day. If you can believe it.
I didn't
So
even know it was a day. Like, who decided that needed to be celebrated?
someone who really wants to suffer. They want to suffer again through their awkward moments. Or maybe share it and make everyone else suffer with them about awkward moments. I mean, if I think about it, a lot of awkward moments I've experienced, like they kind of like they're like stuck in your skull, you know? It's like in the middle of nowhere, all of a sudden you have like this memory of that really embarrassing or awkward moment. You know what I
or
mean?
someone brings it up because they saw it happen. You're like, why? Why would you
Oh my,
ever?
yes. So like why not have a date where you can just get that all out? Like get it all out of there
Oh.
and just never mention it again until this like one day of March 18th. This is
Yep, that
the one
one day
day.
that you didn't know existed until now. Welcome. You're
Yeah.
very welcome.
You're very welcome. Sorry it's a week late, but I feel like that's kind of on par.
We had it planned and then we didn't have it planned. I don't really know what happened.
Every time. Oh my
We
god,
did
why
the
are we
math
like this?
wrong. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. I wish my awkward moments were just I was the only one who saw it happen. It never quite works that way.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times for me, my awkward moments are when I'm left alone. Like, if I'm left alone, I just don't behave normally. As of late, because I don't go out anywhere, most of my awkward moments I remember are at the freaking grocery store. Because that's like all I go to. I like stay at home, go to the grocery store, go back home. I live a very boring life right now.
Oh, I'm about the same though. You have to admit though, I want to say most of them for you would be streaming.
Oh my God. I don't
There have
even
been a good few
think
moments.
when I'm left to my own devices and I start streaming. Oh.
Yes.
I'm sure you have some too, though. It's not just me. It's not just me.
There
I'm
are
sure you have
moments
some
where I
too.
have like put my foot in my mouth and then I'm like, "Oh my God, I said that. I said that. That was me."
I'm trying to think of any for streaming, but like the one that keeps popping up in my head was just very recently. Went to the grocery store naturally, and I was talking about something. I don't even remember what. It was obviously not very interesting because Christy walked away. She walked away behind another aisle where I couldn't see her. I don't remember why, and I kept talking. And there was this lady there, just she literally was just staring at me. She was like walking by with her cart, and I just see these eyes glaring at me while I'm still talking. And so
Oh
I'm like
gosh.
still talking, and then I turn behind me to be like, I'm obviously talking to the person behind me, and there's no one there. She left me. Christy had left me, and I'm just standing there all of a sudden awkwardly stopping mid-sentence because I realize there's no one around me. And I look like a
Oh.
fucking crazy person.
Yeah,
And
and
that
see
happens often enough.
that's happened to me a few times too, where I think I'm talking to someone and then they're just like gone and I'm going, how long have I been standing here by myself?"
Yes.
Um,
Yes. How long has it been? Oh dear God. Yeah.
you
You
sit
know
there and
what's
you question, it's
worse?
like, "What was the last thing you heard?" Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. So I go and find her because I can't see her because naturally she goes behind the aisles that are too tall for me to see anyone. So like I'm looking her, I find her, and I'm like, I was talking. Did you hear anything I said? She's like, no. No. I went to pick out this thing, whatever it is. It's like, oh my God. Like I just looked so stupid.
Oh.
And I have that
Yeah.
happen so often. I am very like if I'm left alone, I just it's not I shouldn't be left alone. I think it's just that simple. I'm so awkward on my own. So,
Gosh. Yeah, no, when I
yeah.
thought about it, I was like, "Okay, awkward moments." I'm gonna tell you the truth. The first one that popped into my head was not mine. It was hearing the story about you falling down the stairs. And I don't know why that was where my brain took it.
Your brain is cruel to pick me first for an awkward moment in your head. You're like, oh, what's an awkward moment? Oh, Kaya.
Yep,
Instantly. Like,
Kaya
thank
fell down the
you.
stairs. There's a lot of art about it. I can't forget it. It's just there.
Oh, I am never gonna outlive it. I'm never.
No,
That's it. That's my
absolutely not.
legacy. It's falling down the stairs. Oh my god,
And
that
I was
was
like,
awkward.
"Oh, but that's not my awkward moment. That's Kaya's. Why is that where my brain went?"
You're protecting yourself. You
Oh, yeah,
know.
I was in denial. Mhm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of mine are from high school.
Right.
Like,
I
the major
mean,
ones I remember are, like, my high school days, and no one wants to remember high school. Dear Lord.
I don't. I definitely don't want to remember high
No.
school. It was so
No.
awful. Oh, oh, so cringe just
Ugh.
thinking about it. Oh my god.
So, my problem? The brothers. It was
Okay.
never something I did, it was always something they did that made me go, "Great, great, that's gonna live with me forever."
How did they make things awkward for you then? Like what would be awkward
Ah.
for you with that?
My first day of high school. I'm a freshman, I'm an itty bitty baby,
Mhm.
and my older brothers took it upon themselves to escort me to every class.
Oh no. No. It's too embarrassing.
And
Oh.
they took turns. One would walk me to this one, and then the next one would meet me at the door at the end of the class, and I was like, "What are you 2 doing?"
Was it like on purpose to be super embarrassing for you on your first day?
I I don't know, it felt very premeditated, though, because they were on point, and I will
Absolutely.
never live it down.
Oh, did people treat you badly for it afterwards? Like more awkwardly?
They couldn't understand why these 2 guys they had never seen me ever talk to were walking me everywhere. I can't tell you how many questions I got of, "Are you dating one of them?" And I was like, "God, no, no, banish, perish the thought, please,
Don't
no."
even say that to me.
And I think what started that one, that specific question, we were all in band together. I forget I forget why, but I was walking through the band room, and I guess a group of guys were sitting at the bottom of the room, and they were watching me walk through the classroom, and, one of my brothers came up, threw his arm around my shoulders, and walked
Oh.
me out of the classroom, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Oh,
Couldn't just let me live my life in peace, please.
the cringe. The cringe, just the thought of that for me. Like, ooh. I would have been very embarrassed personally.
Imma tell you right now, I did not date until I was the age of 18 because they made it so goddamn weird.
Do you think that was the intent? They're like, no one's gonna
They were
date
like,
our
"Yep,
sister. We're gonna
not
protect
this one."
her. Oh my god.
Oh, it
I
was
mean, high school in
painful.
general is just an entirely awkward experience. It's just all awkward for everyone. The weird stuff you say, you kind of have less of a filter. Your hormones are all over the place, so you act so stupidly.
And then the different phases. Did you ever go through an emo?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I went through instead of emo, I went through a punk phase actually.
Oh, really?
I didn't go through emo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So everyone else was like emo, and I was like, I remember feeling already obviously awkward enough with the fact that it was emo kids. I was like, I'm not really an emo person. Like I was never really a very emo kind of person. I wasn't morose enough, you know? So like I instead was like, oh, I like punk though. So I did for me, and I've mentioned this awkward thing. Oh my God. I was like borderline diesel punk. So I wore
Oh gosh. You had the full outfit and everything going on, huh?
it's so cringe just thinking
Did
about
you
what I
change your hair
did.
too?
Oh my god. I at one point I wore fucking bike chains as like accessories. Don't do that. It's hideous. It's so
Like the
stupid.
ones on, like, your belt loops? For your
just like a
jeans and stuff,
like a
or
bike chain. Yes,
what?
I had a bracelet I had made. I made like a choker out of it. I had this really weird
Mhm.
one that I wore like around my thigh sometimes. I had a belt of it. It was so stupid. It's because with my dad, like with bicycles, we had a lot of that kind of stuff around. So I was like, oh, I'll just make things out of it. Who the hell wears that? Disgusting cringe people. Like I would not. I no. Oh God. It was so
Oh,
awkward.
yeah.
And I was like,
Honestly, I think high school in general is the awkward moment. The whole 4 years.
oh, oh my God.
Oh,
I'm trying to
God,
think as to what
no.
else was super awkward for me for that. But like you said, high school itself is just an awkward experience. I'm so glad it's over with. I never want to go back to that. What I hate is that
Oh.
even though we're like past it, I still have moments similar to it, like awkward conversations and stuff. You
Mhm.
know, like one time here, I had one of the here in the Netherlands. I had a lady come up and ask about our one of our cats, my cat Nougat, because she wanted. She asked me. I don't even remember why I was outside. I think I was outside just like either looking at the lawn or hanging out with the cats or something. And she comes up, and the first thing she asks me is, she points at Nougat and says, "Does he still have balls?" And this is my first time meeting this person. I don't really know what the hell's going on. And she asks me in Dutch at first too, so I didn't understand. So I was like instantly just like telling her like, "Sorry, I don't speak Dutch. I only speak English." So then she says it in English, the same thing. Does he still have his balls? And I'm like, like having a moment of
Oh.
like how do I react to this? So my first is like just be cool. Be cool, Kaiya. This is apparently a very normal conversation potentially. You don't know. Cuz I was still like I've been here for
Oh.
like 2 years I think now. Like yeah. And so this was like, I should be this should be probably normal. So I responded normally like, "Oh, no. All of our cats, like they don't have those anymore." And it was all
Yeah.
because she just wanted to breed that like nougat with one of her cat just to have like really pretty
Oh
looking
my
kitties.
gosh.
But man, like how do you interact with that when someone first comes up and is like, "Does your cat have their balls?" And it's like, okay, first of all, why? And also, why did you phrase
Ooh.
it like that? Like, could you have not been a bit more delicate?
It's like, "Okay, this is how I'm meeting you, and this is how I'm going to remember this conversation for the rest of my life."
Yeah, and it's like someone from the neighborhood. So I'm like, okay, like I'm trying
Oh.
my best to be normal because I'm already, feeling a little awkward because I'm a Canadian living in this place that's full of Dutch people and I already don't speak the language and there's already enough going on that I'm trying not to stick out as much, like I'm trying to just be as normal as possible. Only to have
Oh
that thrown at me and
god.
I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
how is that normal? Like
You
it
have
was
to
awkward.
admit, a first sentence, just walking up to someone you don't know, that is weird.
Right. Like, how do you
Usually you
not
lead
feel
up.
Yes, how do you not feel awkward? I felt so awkward about that one. That was a weird
Oh
moment.
gosh, that would I wouldn't know how to respond to that. Like, logically, I know the answer to that would be no, but in the moment, my brain probably would have shorted out.
Yeah. I mean, for me too, I was thinking at first, I'm like, is this like Dutch directness? Because I know the Dutch are like very direct people, but I was also like, is this directness or are they weird? Or like, I don't.
You're questioning it, you're like, "Is it
Yeah.
me? Am I?"
Because North America, I mean, I'm sure some people will do that, but like for the most part, that's kind of weird, right? Like
Yeah,
North
you
America.
definitely lead into that with context,
Yes,
a
yes, you
little
start
bit
with
of context.
context. Yes, so people understand why you're asking it, right? No, 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 no.
No, just straight into the
The
conversation. Does he
question.
have his balls?
So yeah,
Oh,
someone was
god.
hoping I'd pimp out Nougat. It wasn't gonna happen, but luckily, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna stick with me that they wanted you to pimp out your cat.
Yeah, well, he's a gorgeous. Well, he's quite derpy looking, but
Sure, well, that's the appeal, right?
yeah, his coloring's pretty. So I understood why she was curious. Just it's so
Just
weird for me.
so weird, that is weird, I have to admit. Hearing that, my brain went, "Huh?"
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
question marks were spinning,
Yeah. Yeah. So, even today, like, I guess I get thrown curveballs for, like, awkwardness, and I just don't know how to react to people.
Gosh.
It's it's gonna be a constant in my life. I think I've always been a bit of an awkward person in the first place. I don't know about you. Like, as a kid, I was already an awkward kid. Like, I've mentioned that.
I didn't like to have conversations.
That's fair.
So if I could avoid the conversation, I would be like, you know that meme of Homer Simpson just disappearing into the bushes?
Yeah.
If I could do that, I would. Yes.
Yes, if only, if only.
And unfortunately, that does lead to weird moments where someone's like trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm just like, mm-hmm. I didn't hear a word you said, but yes. Oh,
It's so hard. Like, I think too, for me as a kid, like, I had to get used to conversing with a lot of people because my mother was a ESL teacher, so she taught English as a second language. That's what it was
mhm.
called. Now it's just called, I think, EAL something. It's English is another language. But I had to meet all these different people from different parts of the world, and they had to speak to me with different accents. However, because of that, I was used to talking to adults. And so as a kid, and this is like me at, like, I don't know, like 7 years old, 8 years old, going to school and then having to talk to kids about stuff. Uh, I was very incapable. Not only did I have that for a background where I was predominantly talking to adults who were trying to learn English, so they were trying to talk to a kid because I had basic English, right?
Yeah.
Um, I also, as I've mentioned, I didn't have freaking cable. So, like, I come in and the kids are talking about whatever TV show, and because that's kids for you. They're talking about, like, at that point was oh, I
The
don't know.
video games and the cartoons.
Yeah, cartoons. And I was like, I don't have that. And so I've mentioned this
Oh,
before. I was really freaking awkward as a kid. I watched, and the TV show was called Acorn the Nature Nut, and it was like all about nature stuff. And, like, my favorite episode was about slugs and snails. And it's like, just what a great thing to come up with in a conversation when kids are, like, joking about some TV show. And here comes little Kaya just being like, "Hey guys, like, have you heard this slug facts?"
oh my God, you were the kid who walked up and is like, "Did you know?
Oh,
Did you know about this
yes,
animal?"
because I just wanted to make friends, and I
Oh
so I'm
gosh.
so awkward. Do you want to know about dinosaur bones and how they
Oh my
fossilized?
goodness.
Yeah, no kid cares about that. They don't care. They don't care.
Oh, my problem as a kid is I grew up around guys.
Mm.
Just a bunch of guys, and my mother was like, "Go make a girlfriend." And I was like, "They're mean. I can deal with the guys, but that little girl said something and I didn't vibe with it, so no."
Just fair. Girls are
Oh
mean. Like,
god.
when
No,
they're
we
young.
literally are.
Yeah, I don't know. We can go into a topic about that another time. But yeah,
Oh my
I
goodness.
get it. But it does make it awkward because if you're hanging around boys, also, the way you interact is different. It's true.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely is. Like, we went through a phase where my mom was like, "Okay, all your cousins are coming over." And I'm like, "Okay, that means they're gonna be us 5 girls." And the guys decided, "We're playing football in the yard." I was the quarterback. And my mother was like, why aren't you cheering on the sides with the rest of the girls?" And I'm like, "No. Imma be in the game. If I get tackled, I get tackled. That's it."
Because you raised a quarterback, Mom. You raised a
Mm.
quarterback.
She did not. She tried. She tried so hard. I cannot she got me one of those giant ass doll houses. Do you wanna know what I use that dollhouse for?
Tell me.
Me and my brother, when my dad would take us to the store, they always had those quarter machines. They used to have those little aliens. The aliens invaded the house and my Barbies were tied up on the first floor. And my dad was like, "She's playing with the dollhouse. Just don't get mad that that's how they're playing with it."
She's doing the thing, just her own way. Oh,
Oh.
you and I are the same with that, actually. I also wasn't really big on dolls. I was given them a lot as a kid, and I
I
just hated them.
hated
I
it.
actually used to
Yeah.
throw them to the side, and I would have wars between the really crappy Barbie dolls I had and my dinosaur collection. And my
Yeah.
dinosaurs always won. The Barbies were
Oh,
useless.
they never won.
No, of course. How could they? How could they? I used to also, so I did dance for a while. As a little kid, I did a lot of different dances. I did like ballet and tap dance, and I did jazz, and I did funk, and I was in baton twirling. I was in so much stuff. And you have makeup for that. And I never used that makeup afterwards because like it was only for when we did the productions for
Mhm.
all this dance stuff. And I would literally color the like my Barbie's hair with the makeup. So I had Barbies with like dyed green hair from the green like eyeliner or whatever I had at that time.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
would put band-aids. This is, I swear, it's like the start of when I would got into like punk. I swear to God. I'm partially into punk. I had these like really colorful band-aids and I put them on their heads and everything on the like their wrists, and they were like black with like rainbow dinosaurs on them and stuff. And I would like stick them all over because I just thought they looked cooler. I'm like, oh, that looks way cooler than this like lame little Barbie doll. Now she has
Yes.
like bandages.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so, I don't know,
Oh,
man. Like Barbie doll houses, not worth it. Barbies,
yeah.
yeah,
You have to admit, moms, they try, but
they
we just
do.
weren't on board.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure it's
Oh,
like it's inevitable because like when it comes to creativity with kids, it just
you never
you
know.
you never know. You never know. But yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. I'm trying to
I'm
think of other awkward moments, but you know what? If I talk about all of them, I think I've mentioned quite a few on stream. Like
oh,
my legendary Montreal trip, driving through Montreal and having something go off in the car.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink,
We
wink,
all
nudge,
know.
nudge. Yeah. Oh, the
Oh my
fact that
goodness.
so many people, there are people in Montreal that saw me on the side where everyone was going slow because it was construction, waving around a freaking vibrator outside the back of my car because
Oh,
it turned on during my drive and started vibrating against the car wall. Like, why do these things happen to me? How can
that is probably top 10. That would be one of the top 10 if that ever happened to me.
Oh, I can't. I don't know how I get myself in those situations so often.
Gosh, I don't think anything publicly like that has ever happened to me. Not no. No, I'm okay with that. That's never happened to me. We're good.
I would say you're blessed then, because don't put yourself. Don't be me. Don't do it.
Don't do that. Yes,
It's
okay.
it's
Note
awful
to self,
sometimes.
no vibrators in car. Got you. Mhm.
For some context, for those who don't know, I was taking a cross Canada road trip for 3 months, and I was single. That's it. That's it. That's the whole story.
All you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
Gosh. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, all of mine include family. Like when I had to first introduce my now husband to my
Mhm.
family, oh, he was unprepared for the Mexican women. So my mom's house is like set back in the yard, so you have to go down this long driveway to get to it.
Okay.
You're driving up to the house. The front of the house has one of those big ass 3-pane windows on the front to get a whole bunch of sunlight.
Mhm.
My mother, my abuela, and my tia are standing at the window watching us pull in. And he didn't notice, but I
Oh
did,
my
and I saw
god.
them, like, try to hide behind the curtain. I saw the curtain move, and he parks the car, and I go, "You're not ready." They're already watching you.
I don't know how I would react to that. Like for your
Oh.
husband's sake, I don't know how I would react to that. If I saw like the three of them watching, I'd be like, "Oh my
Oh, yeah,
god."
and I was like, "You bunch of chismosas, I swear to God, you couldn't wait till we walked into the house?" Like, they weren't even really hiding. You could clearly see all 3 of them in the window. Oh, this poor man. He was not prepared because then we got into the house, he sat down, and they sat across from him and just kind of
All
stared.
three of them?
All 3 of them. Yep.
Oh
Mhm.
my god.
And I was like, "Here comes the Spanish Inquisition."
I was gonna say, you ready for some intimidation tactics? Here they are.
Yep, here comes 20 questions. You're never ready for it.
So what did you do about it? Like, what did you do? Did you just leave him there?
I sat in the only other available spot, which was on the floor.
And you just left him there to be interrogated?
Listen. Listen, they're Mexican. You don't get in between that. God, no. If you say something, you get pulled in. You don't do that.
Really?
There are rules. At
I'm a
least
little
I
shocked.
warned him, right?
Did
I told
you?
him it was gonna happen. The minute I saw them, I was like, all 3 of them are here. It was just supposed to be my mother. I don't know where the
Poor
other 2
man.
came from, but they were suddenly in my house.
That poor man.
Oh,
That poor man.
Spanish Inquisition. It happens to everyone, actually. It
Really?
happened to my sister-in-law.
They must
Just
pass.
Oh, yeah, but it's awkward because you as the child know that your parent is about to do this.
And you can't
And you're
stop
like,
them.
I've warned you as much as possible. I have prepared you as much as possible. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna say. I'm sorry."
I'm so
Oh,
glad I don't have that. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Because either
it
way,
never
that would be
happened.
so awkward. Like, it's
It's
so awful.
it's
Oof.
painfully awkward because you're just sitting there going, "Well, we're
Yeah,
here."
good luck. That's all I'd say. I'd be like, okay, good luck. Little pat on
Yeah.
the back and walk away.
There was no hope. I was like, "I am so sorry about this."
Okay, but he passed. He
He
passed.
did, yeah.
So, like, you can't even be upset about that. Like, he did well. You
It's
prepared
still
him
just,
well.
like, sitting in that moment and just, like, that awkward silence before anyone says anything, and you're just like, "Okay, who's starting this? Because there are 3 of you now. It was only supposed to be 1."
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, my daughter, though, she kinda did the same thing when I introduced him. It was the weirdest moment I've ever gone through because she walked up to him, literally got in his face, didn't say a word, and stared at him in silence. And then, like, a minute or 2 passed and she just walked away. I never understood it. She's never explained it to me, but she just stared at him.
He's so awkward. Oh my god.
Oh, I wish I knew the thought process that happened there.
I just can't.
Like,
I can't imagine sitting and having to experience that. I would also just be like, "Oh my god, what did I get myself into?" That'd be my first-
yeah.
Oh my
Oh, Lord.
gosh.
But there are way too many. There are too many awkward moments in a lifetime.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and we all go through them, you know, like it's I can't think of anyone who hasn't had an awkward moment, but at least there's a day out there where we can all hate on it equally together and then
Yes.
reminisce about awkward moments.
Oh my goodness.
So,
I'd
I don't
be
know, good
curious.
moment.
I'd be curious about anyone else's stories.
Yes. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to like message your awkward moments. Although I know they're super embarrassing, so most people are gonna be like, "Oh hell no!" But
Yeah, leave a comment. If you're brave,
comment,
leave a comment. I would love
yeah,
to read those.
yeah, be brave. Tell us an awkward moment. Doesn't have to be your most awkward, but like
Yeah, no, just give us one.
just one, you know.
Make us feel a little better about this.
I mean, I would feel better if you gave me your most awkward moment personally. I think I shared too many of my most awkward moments online, so it'd be nice. It'd be nice if I wasn't alone.
It's
And I
on
would
the internet and we can't escape it now.
Thanks for saying that.
You're very welcome. I try.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But I think we should wrap it up here.
That was fun.
Yes. Oh, please share with us. And once again, we are taking guests. We are taking recommendations. Please, if you know someone you think might be interested, let us know. And also, 10th episode is coming up. It will be a Q&A. If there's anything you would like us to answer, you can go into the Discord and leave a suggestion, and we will go through those.
Mhm. Mhm. Ask us questions, guys. What are we gonna do? Ask each other questions? Like, just throw
Help.
anything. Doesn't even matter. Just throw something. Throw something at us. Go for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But thank you for joining us. We hope to see you all next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.